So 3, 2, 1, and welcome to Nicholas Tiberius Cornelius Jones, 2016 to 2020. Joining me on this extravaganza is the man himself, Nicholas Tiberius Jones. Hello, Nicholas.
Hello.
We are going to take you through a journey of Nicholas's weightlifting life at Willpower. And it began in July 2016. Nicholas, what do you remember of those early days?
I do remember thinking too much upon my first arrival and you telling me I needed to think less and do more. That was one of the first things I remember as your advice.
Think less and do more. I remember that I had coached Nicholas at a British universities. So this was July 2016, so it must have been the same year. April, I think that event happens.
Yeah, I believe it was. I was with Cardiff Met at the time, and a few of your lifters here, Theo and Max, were with us. And yeah, that's our first encounter.
So I'd met Nicholas at a competition, and a month or 3 later, he asks if he can come to the gym and train. And I believe I said something along the lines of, yes, of course you can. Now fuck off up over there. And in 6 months, I don't want to really fucking speak to you. Do this until this looks like this, and then we'll speak.
Yeah, I believe, around about 6 months, long 6 months. Barely spoke really in that time. Just got in the corner and did the work.
So we barely spoke. Now, that's important to me because here at Willpower, a male weightlifter needs to demonstrate that they have the ability to commit to the training process. That's what's important. And up until the point where they can demonstrate over time that they can be here doing the fucking training. Because in the first period of time, let's say the first year, you're developing the relationship, you're developing an understanding for that particular weightlifter. There's nothing to fucking say except go and snatch, go and clean, go and jerk, and let's get you fucking stronger. There's a very little to say. What did we talk about, Nick?
In the first 6 months? Nothing really. I think my inability to do triples with any sort of capacity or standard, hence why the first clip was
Oh, look at that. What is that? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were building the standard, were we not? And we might classically call that developing mastery. So the first thing is to establish some standards that are easily definable and clear and simple to follow. Oh, he's not applying the standard there. Then the weightlifter needs to go away and apply the standard thousands of times. You can also call this standard, technical training, if you like, but it's basically the development of lifting dynamically in balance. Because if you didn't lift in balance, what are you doing? And if you didn't lift dynamically, what are you doing? So those are the first two sort of fundamental criterion, if you like, of the weightlifter's journey, is to get to that point. Then they can develop enough consistency that you can build something upon. And it takes time. So you can see here that Nicholas demonstrates many positive qualities in his lifting, but also is demonstrating some limitations also. And so you're looking to refine these details over a period of time. There's not a lot to say. Just go and do the lifting. And along the way, we might speak, but it's likely we probably won't speak.
Not at all. I think in those first 12 months as well, learning the mental skills required for lifting and that maturity. I think it was after about 12 months you turned to me after the session and said that was the first training session where you looked like a weightlifter. I wasn't distracted by what anyone else was doing. I wasn't overthinking it or getting frustrated or trying to look back at my lifts. I was just in the moment and getting the work done. And if anything was to frustrate me, I'd put it on the shelf and address it later on. And I think that's an important mental skill to have as a weightlifter.
So that is a very important part of both coach-athlete's journey here, is that without being, that was a PB 135 clean. I'll come back to my point, but I remember your collapsing torso over many, the torso collapsing where you didn't have enough strength to maintain position and posture. That took us quite a while to help and assist. There's a 94 kilo snatch. So look, what we were describing earlier there was the importance of the demonstration of deed. Like, you have to do the lifting. There's not a lot to say. And the weightlifters, guess what, coaches? They fucking work it out. If they really want to be weightlifters, they work it all out. You don't have to be holding their fucking testes all the time. They will get there themselves. Manage them well as human beings, as in be respectful, respect their limits, help them build a balanced and strong structure that will last them in their careers, because who knows how long you're going to be within their life in terms of their weightlifting life. It may well be that you're not there for long, or you're there for many, many years, as Nick and I have experienced. But be respectful of all the things that they need. You've always been a nice looking jerker, even if that jerk was, you've been able to get a jerk. Yeah. Oh, it's a competition. Let's have a look. So now November 2016, 231 PB comp total. Look at that. So that was a 90 kilo snatch as a young Michael Jordan. Oh, look at that. There we go. That's a shoulder injury waiting to happen. Nice. Oh, I wouldn't give you that. That's a red. That's a red. Did he get reds?
No, they gave it to me.
Fucking generous. Wow. Nice clean. Look at this. So this is a 1030. Yeah. Getting his head through. Happy Twain in the background. Semi-sidling. 35. Huh. Well, they were generous on the snatch and harsh on the fucking clean. 136. Why have you gone up a kilo?
Jordan gave me some time and back and I had 36 in me.
Right, okay.
And
you did.
yeah, he was right.
There we go. Lovely. Look at that. Now back into training. February 2017. So, there's that miss. 105. Yeah. There's the adjustment where they stay out in front. So his body's telling him it's not happy, and there's fucking heads telling him to fucking quit.
Yeah. Pretty much that night.
So we didn't realize, Nick, I remember that session. It was a good session. We didn't realize that, was that 50?
Yeah, I think we had a crack here. I say crack.
I remember that session very well. Let's pay attention. This is PB snatch. Don't you have any boring training? Do you have any reps in? Is it all success?
I tried my best.
140. So you can see, like, what you're seeing is in a year or so, Alex Yacoub, what you're seeing in like a year, he's made substantial increases on his total. His clean timing's a lot better. He's not getting bent like a fucking banana. And like, but look at the structure.
I do not know why this is in slow motion.
All right. So it's a 110 PB. Nice position. Nice position. and catches it. That's a very nice lift. Right? What does he do with it? What does he do with it? What does he do with it? He's dynamically lifted it in balance. And he's lifted 113 in balance. There we go. That's what happens. July 2017. What's this, Nick? 10:35, is it? So you can see from a year has passed, right, since 2016. And you can see already that the shut the fuck up, go in the corner and do some fucking weightlifting has really paid its dividends. He's starting to move a little bit more fluently. It all looks a bit more like weightlifting. But you can see structurally there are creaks happening, weren't there, Nick?
Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah. And those creaks, ladies and gentlemen, ended up in what we could probably classify as a 2-year, was it 2 years? 2-year hiatus where, what was the technical name for these injuries?
I had the
Oof.
shoulder dislocation, the knee tendinopathy.
Yeah.
I mean, boring clips are going to be coming up. You asked for boring clips. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
This was a fun time in the gym. We had a lot of
Yeah.
competitions going on.
Yeah, 2017. So there was a lot of lifting going on. Look at all that plate in the background. Willpower plate, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. Big shout out to Frank, not his real name, Li Heng in China for making the plate. Yeah, it was a good time at the gym. Good camaraderie, good group of lifters. And everybody had to fucking bring it. But like regarding the quality of Nick's lifting, his quality was increasing, but it was still, you could still miss. And we subsequently, we've had to rehab dislocated shoulder, but the structure of which we were loading was not as healthy as it should have been.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Antonio. I don't think there's much more for me to say on that point. Yeah.
So when you're building an athlete, we must look at the structure and foundation that underpins. Ooh, yeah, okay, I wouldn't give you that. That underpins what you're going to put the next load on. And if that foundation is creaking, then come back, do a lot of work, understand the body. And I have to say that what I learned myself through Nicholas's injuries is that as a coach, you're not responsible for being an expert physiotherapist or, chiropractor or whatever it is. And you have to know that your expertise is the weightlifting. And they have to go out somewhere and find experts who know how to balance their bodies. That's not your job. If you feel that they're imbalanced in some way, get the fuckers screened or whatever the fuck it is and have a professional look at what needs to be done. Because that saves a lot of time rehabbing shit that fucking gets broken. Yeah. What is this, Nick?
This is a 110 below knee block attempt. I say attempt, I think I make this.
All right.
I think.
One thing I do notice is you've got a naturally higher hip position than you do right now.
Yeah.
Look at that. I think you set a little bit deeper in the hip right now. And looking at the structure, wow.
Yeah, pretty embarrassing moment. I got chastised for that, rightly so.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning of
rehab shoulder. So you've already had a little injury?
Yes. This is where it all sort of started with the shoulder. And I think a lot of immaturity and trying to rush back for a competition, not looking at the bigger picture, definitely cost me big time when it comes to my weightlifting career.
Wise words. So don't rush the rehab. There you can see that shoulder coming out again. Doesn't happen now, does it? No, it does not happen now. So don't rush the rehab process. Get yourself a good physiotherapist, chiropractic, or whatever it is you choose in as your. And yeah, definitely your hips are higher.
And this is what, I tried. This is coming up to the comp, the Open in Bangor in 2017. My shoulder wasn't right, and I think in the back of my mind I knew it, and this is where it happens. The Monday before comp, and no competition's worth it. I know it sucks not lifting when you're injured, but trust me, you don't want 2 years out, and you'll see me shake my shoulder here. That's 2 years right there, and it's just not worth it. And here comes the rehab. Long
right.
rehab.
Okay.
Brian,
So, all right, there we go then. So you've just seen him dislocate his shoulder. Now we're into March 2018. Oh, look, I'm in my workman's trousers. They're a pair of chainsaw trousers. We're doing some balance work to make sure that he's straight. We've got stuff on. Oh yeah, look at that. We did I forgot we did this. Trying to get him to feel his arms locking out. Like a lot of the time, viewer, you're making shit up, right? You're thinking, right, what's going to work? What am I seeing? And how am I going to help him? And so you have to get creative on how the intervention strategy is implemented. There's no right nor wrong answer. There is only what are you seeing and how are they going to intervene? Look at that. So that was for that right arm not locking out, was it not? And we're back into lifting.
Yeah, well, I was still able to lift at this point. So at this point, I hadn't had a diagnosis of a tear within the femoral joint, so I was still able to clean, and you're still able to do stuff. I've got my clean PB here, but let's have a look at that.
See that?
Yeah, and it's that shoulder, that's the issue there. So, it's surgery.
Oh, right. I wasn't expecting to see this, in all honesty. All right, so this is okay. So, dear. All right. Thank goodness for that. He had an haircut, by the way. His hair, he'd lost his fucking Michael Bolton, and now he's Mr. Shortback and sides, beardless. And we're starting the process September 18, 16 weeks post-operation. So September 18. All right, so this is actually the beginning of the recovery. Is that genuine to say? 40 kilos on the bar. Right, hips still a little bit high there. And I think there were certain members who didn't even fucking know that Nick lifted.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Because when did you do the injury?
2017. And I got the op then June, July 2018. So we had a big influx of members at that point, and none of them had seen me lift properly. I think this is the night George first saw me lift on this night. Yeah. This is my first sort of battle with Brian. Right. Come back. This is a very big night. Good night. Great night.
Fucking. Yeah, oh yeah, it was fucking ting and fucking tong. It was fucking going for it. I think Brian lifted well here, didn't he?
Brian joined a few months after I did the injury, and he was the same weight class as me. And he had come in and had a lot of success very quickly. And in my mind, I knew as soon as I was ready, I just wanted to take him on. So this wasn't actually planned, but I did ask you that night, look, we're on the same platform, I'm feeling good. Yeah. Can you do it? And you said, as long as you win. So anything he lifted, I just put a kilo more on. So this is 31.
Look at that.
This is a great
Nails.
night. Nails. Night. Great night.
Nails. Everybody watching, I think the whole gym had stopped at this point, watching these two lifters go for it. And when you've got your own gym, these are the nights you want. People fucking hammer and tong. Not a lot you can say about that. And he makes it. 36. It was great. It was just one after another. That's a better clean. Look at the difference in the structure of his cleans now. There you go. Lovely. So earlier on, you saw him with his right shoulder collapsing and stuff like that. We did lots of slow squats and zerches.
In this time as well, we also moved my clean grip position,
Right.
brought it in more. I'm very now in comparison to where I was at the start of the video.
See what Brian does.
All fairness to him, I didn't think I thought I won.
I think that wasn't that nearly a PB for Brian. Yeah. So like again, that was a PB there.
Cracker 41.
And again, the clean stays structured. So all the work that we were doing, and you could see that right shoulder didn't like that. All the work that we were doing was whilst we're rehabbing, we have to create new structures. I remember this distinctly.
Oh yes.
My obscure filming angle to try and what was the thing that I'd seen?
I believe it was my feet were moving when I had my shoes on. So as I get to the bottom of the squat, they would move outwards, and I wasn't keeping that structure and that integrity of the foot.
Yeah.
That was a very interesting time at doing all those squats.
So you'll see Nick catches the lift. If we just watch this lift here, he'll extend and catch really, his feet go out a long way. Now, this is Malta, which is great and no problem because that's where his body dynamically expresses itself. But when you're training squats, then you need to be a little bit stricter. Look how he puts his feet back in for the jerk. So when he brings his legs together for the jerk, after the clean, his foot angle changes considerably. So like where they receive the weight, watch this clean. Look at that, boom. Then he comes in for the jerk, dip drive, bang. I don't tend to fuck about with what is natural, but I will create a different opportunity or option for the athlete when we're doing linear work. In other words, squatting up and down or pulling or pressing. I'd like to have a variety of foot positions that we train just so we cover most of the bases when it comes to, taking the stress out of the body more than anything else.
Yeah, and we in that time we did a lot of work when it regards to the feet with the knee tendinopathy. And the knee tendinopathy was pretty much all of 2019. Pretty much, it was only around about this time I've still got the straps on my kneecaps there that it started actually to get better. That was a big night.
Come back 100 kilo snatch. So you saw, was it 2017? You made 105. And then you've had to wait until 2019 to make 100. And there we have it. Oh, we're back. We're in competition. What's going on here, Nick?
It's my second ever comp in 3 years of being at Willpower. Waited a long time for this. This was a great day. Very happy here.
Okay, now here's what I want you to watch, viewer. Wait a second. Hips are a bit lower. What have we got here? It's 130. Yeah. I'm still not satisfied with that lockout in the overhead position. He's very narrow on that jerk. Doesn't give his shoulders a lot of space. But the cleans, okay. Hello.
35, yeah.
That's a better jerk. And no,
it's not a better jerk.
Oh dear. Right, so we're back to January 20. Oh, this year.
Yeah.
So we're up to current thing. So what do we have?
103 on the back.
103 kilos. Why do I have no recollection of this lift whatsoever? All right, okay. Cheers. Santé. February 2020. Here it is. Okay. But I like the shape of his pull. The pulls, look, his hips are lower. He's starting to be, like, the whole thing looks structurally more integral. There's a better timing. There's a better pull line. The whole quality of the lift has been elevated. And the position now of the jerk, did we change the way you put the bar through your head or something?
Yeah, we did work on that a lot. Actually, I think that's post this time. I think it's after the comp, then we worked a lot on that, getting my head through.
Did you win gold at this competition, Nick?
Yes, I did win the gold. Yes.
This is a gold expression. This is great. Let's have a look. Here he is, 105. Waits for the buzzer. So that's 105. Jordan and Tom Jolly in the background. Got the Willpower grey on.
Already won the gold at this point.
So he's already won the gold, and this is his 140. And you can see that right. So the artifact is still there. The right shoulder dropping down is still there. Plus, if you notice with Nick's snatch, is the right elbow breaks considerably. So when he is at heavier loading, his right elbow will just break a little bit. And that is definitely something that will be there in the future. And it's something that is only there at much heavier loading now. It's not there when it's lighter. It's there when it's heavier. What have we got here, Nick?
I think that's 90. I think we're doing hang below knee work now.
All right. So
in a while.
We're doing a bit of variation, bit of variety, because everything was pretty much classical. Now we're having to look at capacities and working at those interventions that I discussed earlier about, well, I need to keep his arms straight, and keeping the bar eccentrically loaded is a very effective way of doing that. Yeah. Then I can see what's available to him. We started moving his head through, changing the positions. 140 clean and jerk, May 2020. Okay. All right, here we go. Power clean PB.
Finally.
What was that? 120?
Yeah.
And 125. So Nicholas notoriously has had speed with minus power. 141 clean and jerk attempts. And what were we? What was the plan here, Nick? What were we doing?
At this point, trying to cast my mind back now. This night was when Mikey was down, and Mikey had some time away without training, so we had a little bit of a ding dong.
Yeah.
This was the year where 140 after my op hadn't been available, and we hadn't got it yet. So this year was like many attempts at 140 trying to get that clean and jerk, and here it is.
Nice lift. Mm-hmm. Enjoyed the moment.
That
that was the night where Charlie went and hit 135, and he has a 142 the next week or the week after that.
Yeah. This is lifetime PB. Yeah?
That's a lifetime PB, and you can see that it's quite comfortable. He's done it. Everyone's celebrating with him. And now we have... this is nice. So this is some training where... What did you hit this night?
110.
So he hits a 110 above knee snatch. You can see, listen to the consistency with which he's lifting. Good. You can see there's a nice rhythm there. The feet still splay out, but that's going to be there. I mean, that's the way he receives the weight. He's got to tidy shit up. I think you get a bollocking after that lift. Yeah. Okay. Because, it's important that Nicholas makes his lifts. And no. You see that bar swing away? And again, no. And you need to control the eccentric. Yes. There it is. So, it's important when you're looking at... so they have to demonstrate the potential, and you have to intervene with some very fucking wise words or not at the right moment to get their potential extracted from those fuckers. 112. Good. You can see that arm break.
Yeah.
So you can see, yeah. So there's a limit to what that'll offer him. 115. Here we go. Let's have a look. Didn't we? I think I spoke to you after, just before that lift. So that right wrist. There we go. Much better. There it is. Look at that. That gives him an extra few kilos. So he's very happy, as you can see. Mm-hmm. Disbelief. All of the rehab has come to fruition. Excellent. Really happy with that.
And this cycle here is where we did a lot of pause work, I believe, working on that elbow. This was the block leading into the next one.
Got you. Right. So hip position. So this is Nick doing some pause at knee work. You can see he was a little bit behind the bar when he was at the knee there. So again, like his experience level now is like high. That's a good lift. And we're looking at creating, a higher elevation of sports results, and we can trust his technique. Yeah, we can trust his technique because his understanding of the process is there. Plus, he's done the training. So in this, he'd never snatch balance 120. And I recall saying to you something along the lines of, you have to visualize the amount of tension you need to be under that weight to support it. And no. And
did get it.
You did get it. He did. Where is it? It wasn't filmed.
I can't remember that.
All right. Okay. So it's important when they're going for new weights that they have to create the amount of tension needed. So they can do it. They've never done it before, and that's a balancing point, isn't it? Yeah, sure. And I think when you snatch balanced that 20 and stabilized it, that had a really big impact on your belief in saying I can snatch 20.
100%. As soon as I had felt it and gone through that moment of the three misses and then the make, that was very important. And having a teammate there like Jordan to talk me through how that's going to feel is massive.
I agree. This is 10.
Yep.
So you could see that we went snatch above knee, snatch pause above knee, then we went snatch block. And this is the week before you hit 20, is it?
Yeah.
In this cycle, I wanted him to snatch 110 off the floor. That was what I wanted. I knew he would snatch 120 off the blocks, but I was really interested in seeing where he was at the floor. So I gave it to him on a Wednesday and sort of snuck in a secret full snatch on a Wednesday. So his mind would be on the Friday and the big lifts. But really, I wanted to see what his snatch was like, because remember, it's called snatch, clean, and jerk, not block, snatch, clean, and jerk. And there is the 110. Thank you very much. Very happy with all of that. Yes. And where are we at now? Is this the next Friday?
The Friday after, yes. It's a few days after, starting on the blocks.
Listen to that bar. Beautiful. So that's what you get when you've trained a while, is you get all of the timing, the noises, the tempos, the rhythm of the lift becomes known to you.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's the first crack of 20.
Desperate for that fucking lift. So he knows he's got it.
This is fire and stuff.
Yeah, you've got to put everything in now.
Yeah.
You've got to put everything in. This is a commitment. You've got the capacity. Now you have to demonstrate that. Not everybody is capable of this. And wow. Here we are. Here we go. This is it. This is it. So he's got the support of his teammates. 20's on the bar. He's missed it twice. He's rehabbed his shoulders. This is the moment. Boom. There it is. Sit and enjoy it. Standing up. Thank you very much. And put it down. Lovely. What a great moment. And that's training, isn't it? That's what you train for.
Yeah.
And it wasn't over because we wanted 150.
Yeah. But this moment here is just worth satisfying.
Right. So look, you train in a gym. You spend 5 nights a week or afternoons a week with your training partners. You spend rehab. You go through success and shitloads of failure and hard training and moments whereby it's fucking arduous. And then you get one brief split second where you make a PB lift, and it's all worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, so.
And there it is. Same night, I think it was, Nick.
Yeah.
Same night, 2050, 270. Thank you very much. And the boys politely put 155 on. Yes. So that's a lifetime PB clean.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a full lift. We've got the partial lift in the block snatch, but again, from all of the journey whereby the athlete has gone through the rehabilitation process, they've developed their mastery, they've displayed the qualities of a weightlifter. And as a coach, that's taken you 4 or so years, 4.5 years to get to that point. And, coaches, this is what our role is to help these young men and women get to these points of success whilst being there through their failures and through the hard times and through the times whereby it is not so obvious the reason why you fucking turn up every day. And they're far more frequent, are they not? Far more frequent. And so here he is, attempting 155. And we call training there because that is fair enough. Because we want to build. There's no rush. And so we end up, is that it? We concluded. So there we are, viewer. We have a journey of 4.5 years. We have an athlete who has come in and learnt the craft of weightlifting, has injured themselves, has gone through the rehab process, and has now surpassed where they were before those injuries. And is ready for the next stage of the 270 moment where they get the 2050 from the floor, which is only a short time away. And now you're injured again.
It's a little wrist niggle, from that 55. But there's nothing compared to what I have had.
Splendid. So we've learned how to manage the process. We've learned how to be engaged with the athletes, develop a relationship, trust one another through that process, and many more years to come to extract from your athlete their maximum potential in competition. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Not sure how we stop it.